Welcome Between the Lines High School Girls Basketball on our second episode here with Coach Vic. How you doing, Coach Vic?
Doing good. How you doing?
I can't complain. Another great week. We get to talk girls high school basketball.
Yes, sir.
I know you're kind of excited.
I am about a week away.
You're about a week away. But, Coach, I got to ask you, since you're about a week away, some of these teams do Midnight Madness and, some wait to Tuesday. What is the whole deal behind Midnight Madness?
It's just an excitement to get the community together and get it involved. And, you do it at the collegiate level, so it's kind of went down to the high school level. And it's a fun deal if you get a chance to do it. Some people don't do it all at midnight.
Yes, sir.
They do it at 7, do it after a football game on Friday, home game, fans are already there. Get done watching the team win football, slide on over to the gym and watch some game. It's a fun deal.
No, I think it's really exciting. I've been to a couple myself, but I was going to ask because, practice can't really kick off to, October 1st, right?
Yes.
That falls on Tuesday. So how can they get away doing Midnight Madness if practice don't start to that Tuesday?
I don't know. You won't see me doing it at midnight. I can tell you that. Some may do it. I don't know. I think some people are going to do like a little shoot around thing. Where you get in there and do a 3-on-3 contest.
Yes, sir. Yes,
boys
sir.
and girls versus each other. I know a couple schools are doing something like that at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock? Okay,
on the first. They're going to have their first practice like at 7 to 8. I think they're going to come in and practice after school. And they're going to hang out. And at 7, everybody gets a chance to watch that first kind of like mock scrimmage.
So is there a time limit? You got so many hours or so many minutes you can do?
No.
You're not? Okay.
No, everybody usually do about an hour. That's about most fans. Fans want you to introduce them.
Yeah.
They come out, introduce them, do a little 3-on-3 or 3-point contest, shooting contest with boys. Girls versus boys. Boys might have a dunk contest. Girls aren't there yet, but they're grabbing the rim right now, so it might come down the line a little bit.
You talk about that because you still got some girls like I know even yourself will practice starting Tuesday. You got some girls still in volleyball, and then the boys still got guys in football or even other sports that's going on right now, cross country and stuff like that. So, for a coach like yourself, so how do you do that? Because when you do have kids in other sports and you do have a team, I can say because my kid goes to be like a Carl Albert. But the boys usually go pretty deep in football. How does that work? Because they usually sometimes they start games before the season's even over.
You just go with what you got, and my motto is you're building depth.
Yes, sir.
I mean, if you got 8, 9, and 10 are moved up a little bit, then when your kids come back from softball, volleyball, you got some depth now. You got some kids that got some good reps, and you just build some depth on your team, on your squad, and you just go with what you have. I mean. It's kids that you may rely on during the season, whether somebody gets sick, flu, whatever. I mean, they're going.
That's it. Especially with that type of year, flu season. COVID's still around. It's not as bad as it used to be, but when they kind of put a lot of things out of business, back in 2020. But you still got it around. But like you said, you also building depth. You also building, if somebody gets hurt, so you got that experience. That person's not scared to come off the bench and get those minutes because one, they got those minutes while the other young man or woman was out doing his other sports. So I see it's kind of, I see it's all points that, hey, it's good to get that depth and get these young kids in and get them playing time because I don't think it's bad playing a freshman at all. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I play best 5.
That's it.
Best 5. I mean, that's just how that's how I do it.
Yes, sir.
I think a lot of coaches do that. You see it now. I would say with the transfer thing, you got a freshman play. You kind of feel a little pressure.
Yeah, you got to play them. Because they might not be there next year.
That's right.
But Coach Vic, I know last week you was kind of busy. You stay busy each weekend with with all your basketball titles that you do and have. But last week you did the expo.
Yeah, we did a Prep Hoops girls Prep Hoops expo at the Hive in Edmond. We had a good turnout. I mean, somewhere around 30 to 40, which is great because it gives a chance. Not too many, but enough to have 4 teams go up and down. And it was a good deal. We had some good talent and some players I've never seen, players that I follow, players that follow me, send me highlights, they tag me, and I get a chance to watch them in person. So it was pretty good.
Was there some girls that stood out to you big time?
Oh, yeah. We picked, had a top 6. Hannah Bond, a 6'1" kid out of Locust Grove.
Okay.
Probably one of the most impressive players. Very versatile. And that's what I liked about this one. A lot of players are very versatile. We're moving into that positionless basketball type thing, which we talked about last week with size.
Yes.
And, I'm going to list these top 6 because they're well deserving. and Hannah Bond from that's going to Locust Grove. Macy Hill, I think is a kid that kind of no one knows about because
Yes, sir.
she didn't play last summer due to an injury, but she's transferred to Kiefer, which will help that program. A kid named Annabelle Miller, about 5'10", is going now. Another transfer is going from Pond Creek, successful program in the lower divisions, and now she's at Enid, 6A. She was pretty impressive. Candace Mon at North Rock Creek, and as I think it's Parsley Harscock at Community Christian, really quick guard.
Is that's communication? That's right over here.
Norman, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good program. You know, last year they was one game away from.
They made state last year.
Yeah, I'm saying there's one game away from winning state. Cause I think they got beat by Washington. Was it Washington that beat them in the?
Might have been Washington.
Yeah, I think Washington beat them in the semifinals because Idabel beat Jones.
Okay,
that was Jenny's last game. She took the green jacket off.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that later on. But
and then the last kid was a kid named Campbell. If I pronounce it wrong, get me wrong, but it's Gardino.
Hey, Coach, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna tear up some names up because I'm bad at names, and that's why I let him read them off, folks. Because I'm telling you right now, you be mad at me because I'm gonna chop your kid's name up. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I would chop a baby's name up, but hey, congratulations to these top 6 girls. I mean, like I said, I know, Coach, each weekend you're doing something. You know, keeping these girls' names out there, tweeting them, getting them out there. You know, getting them noticed. So you know the parents and everybody that's keep up with all your different programs you got. Because like I said, let me get it right now. It's above the
above the line hoops.
Above the line hoops. You just started, and the other one you already had was
that was it. I just go into Coach J Vick. And
Coach J Vick.
Above the line hoops. I started about 3 weeks ago.
And that's been getting a lot of good hits, though. You know, and I have to say thank you to everybody that tuned into our show. Each week we're going to try to get it better and better. You know, we're working on our intro. You know, you can see we got our picture up here with our Twitter names on us. So, you know, please leave. I know we got a lot of thumbs up, but please leave a comment or, you know, tell us what we're doing bad, what we're doing good, because, hey, only way we're going to get better is by knowing what we can do better. And like I said, I do, and I know me and you both kind of tickled and laughed all week that, you know, we got a lot of hits on the first show. And we want you to subscribe to the show because, hey, it's all the females, all the young ladies are our family. And we want to talk about every young lady that's out there. So good things of what we did last week, Coach. So hopefully we can bring another good show. You know, let's talk about any new commitments. I saw a big one just the other day, a young lady going to Auburn.
Auburn.
That's big time. But, hey, we don't like Auburn this week, Coach, because the Sooners going to play Auburn. So we can like her next week. No,
next week. Yeah, it's big time. Brandy was in Millwood.
Yes, sir.
And then transferred to Pup North, which I learned this week. And so Pup North is putting something together. They got like 3 transfers coming in that Coach over there is getting a squad together.
Yeah.
But that's big time to go to Auburn.
Yeah, that's big time. I mean, and it's SEC, you know. SEC. So and her family get to watch when she comes to play Oklahoma. So that's pretty cool, man. And that's what you're gonna get a lot. You know, girls are not going to Oklahoma or OSU. They can go play the SEC and still get to play in front of their family. You know, so that's big time.
Yeah, I made a comment on a post last week where the young talent, again, 25s, and then the young talent is good. Where Oklahoma's going to be a spot for coaches to come for years, for the next 4 or 5 years. You know, we're going to have some states or schools come in from out of state that are going to try to get our players.
And that's what Oklahoma. And we said it last week. Oklahoma basketball is just as good as anything on the East Coast. You know, people can talk about Texas. You know, but right here we have a lot of young ladies. You know, that's going. You know, when you got a young lady that can go to Auburn, a big time school like that, a SEC school, it just shows you what we have in our backyard. So, you know, we still got a bunch of young ladies we can talk about. We got one lady going to, you know, Oregon, you know. So we have girls in our state going to different big time colleges, you know, and I ain't gonna lie to you. If I'm going to Oregon, I would love to wear some of them Oregon colors. I mean, they got a bunch of different uniforms, so I think that's pretty cool. But like I said, congratulations to that young lady that's going to Auburn. You know, good luck to her this season. And then, like I said, we'll talk about many more young ladies that's going to go to different schools this year. So, Coach Vick, man, one of the things, you know, we kind of talked about just the other day, you know, we're just kind of talking, getting ready for the show, is their Twitter page.
Yes, sir.
You know, I mean, what's to put on it, what not to put on it, and explain to the parents about the importance of the Twitter page, you know, because we talked about some kids just put pictures on there, but they really need to put videos on there and good videos. I mean, not just, oh, my baby got to the hole, you know, 10 times, you know, going one-on-one against somebody. Good footage that a coach is going to, because a coach is only going to maybe look at it maybe 30 seconds maybe to a minute at the most. And then if they see something, they're gonna keep looking again. But if they see something like, oh, it ain't worth me opening up and looking at, what are they gonna do?
Well, first thing is start out with a name that somebody can remember. Like I said, I mean, you're going to find it at, easier if I can see the first and last name, kind of, I can do a search. And so make sure you have your first and last name, because I can do a search and usually your X page, your Twitter page will show up. And so that's one way I can find them. This weekend I had a couple kids I really saw. I had notes on, but not enough. Now I wanted to search, and so I did some searching, and there's nothing there. And then when I did find one, they had just photos. I want some video. Give me your highlights. That's fine. I can see your footwork. I can see your shooting mechanics. But show me a little bit of playing off the ball. Do you pass? Do you cut? How do you move? Do you understand spacing? Show me your defense. For me, I'm a defensive guy. Defense wins. Defense is our offense.
That's it. Defense win championships.
And so that. But make sure you have your GPA, your ACT if you've taken it. If you got your NCAA number, put that on there. That's another way for coaches to look at it and let them know that the classes you've taken are cleared and you're good to go.
You talk about ACT. Now, do you still got to take the ACT? Because I thought they took it away when COVID kind of hit. Are they bringing it back, or you still got to take the ACT? And it might be, certain schools you got to get in to take the ACT. So how does that work? Because you educate me on that.
I think after COVID, what I was told is the requirements on the ACT kind of went away because kids weren't in school.
Yes, sir.
And so they went back to the GPA. And so now your GPA is a factor in your scholarships and stuff like that. But at first it was all ACT. Your 4.0, when I was at OBU, 4.0 was nice, but your money came off your ACT. Yes, sir. And I think that's changed a little bit because of COVID and the lack of being in school. So, but now you get a 4.0 and you get a 4.2, 4.25.
Yeah.
All I know is I had to have 3 to play ball. That's all I know.
That's it. I remember back in the day, you got an 18, 19, 20, 21. The higher you get, the more money you got. But I remember, when my boys were taking it back in the day, they got a 19. I was happy, like, yeah, you're eligible to play college ball. But, Coach, I know we're going to skip back to something because I jumped the gun, folks. I apologize. I get excited. So, hey, bear with me. But there's a couple of other young ladies that did get offered that we didn't mention. So, let's give them their props, too, because, like I said, you got the young lady from Douglas.
Brandon Jones?
Yeah, Brandon Jones. She gets an offer to Oklahoma Christian.
Marquise Brown, the head coach at Oklahoma Christian, does a great job of being in contact with Oklahoma kids. He's got about 7 on his roster this year coming up. And so he does a good job getting out there. And he went to Douglas, and he offered 3 young ladies that I saw Douglas team page post.
Yes, sir.
Miss Jones was one. Miss Anderson was another one, Jordan Anderson. Mm-hmm. And then Justice Woods, who's also got offers from.
Her mom's a coach, right?
Her mom's a coach. And, she's got offers, I think, from Oklahoma State, a couple others. So she's big time as well. But yeah, he does a good job getting out and hitting Oklahoma.
And these young ladies are what, 20?
Ooh, I have to look. I think Jones and Anderson may be 25s.
Okay.
And then Woods, I know, is a 28, a freshman.
And I know we're going to talk about recruiting here in a minute because we're going to talk about when they can talk to them, when they cannot talk to them. So I know we'll bring that. But congratulations to all 3 of those young ladies. Like I said, especially young ladies going to Auburn. I think that's big time, folks. So if you are a parent of a young lady that plays basketball in the state of Oklahoma, you got to be excited because what we're doing here in the state of Oklahoma, and also what this show can bring you to. Like, hey, we're going to get your young ladies' names out there. Any film, anything that we can help you with. Hey, we're going to help you do it because that's what it's all about. Between the lines, Oklahoma High School girls basketball is getting their names out there. We'll retweet them, we'll repost them, we'll tag them, anything that we can do to help further their career, and that's what Coach V is really good at, and he's done a good job with, with this, like I said, with his show, promoting them, getting them out there, tagging them, and having these camps, these showcase camp. You get college coaches in front of them. All it takes is one coach to like your young lady, and guess what? She gets one offer turns into 10 offers.
That's all it takes.
Yes, sir.
Right place, right time. You never know who's walking in the gym. So I've seen that happen myself personally. Where, we're playing and there's like 2 people sitting there, and one of them was a coach, and he offered. So you never know. That's why you got to bring your A game every time you step between the lines.
Yes, sir.
There you go. You see?
Johnson, yeah, they catch it. He got that. Good. That's good stuff. So like I said, we talked about the the Twitter page X. It's it's very important to have the right things on there. Like I said, don't have any crazy music on there. Make it short and simple. Like I said, have a name that a coach can pronounce, and then and you want him to follow you because what's it takes one thing. It's and I tell people all the time. It's an interview process. It takes one time to him get on there, click on your page, and you got some bad stuff on there, and he's going to shop with you, move on to the next young lady, and guess what? Somebody takes your spot. Real quick, Coach. I've kind of talked about you got all the different classes, and this is a tough question to you because you are a 4A coach.
Yes, sir.
What is the toughest class though?
Ooh, I thought about that when we were sitting talking about that possible question, and my deal I think is like even in college, the parity is just so great. I mean, I'm talking about schools in 6, 5, 4, 2A, all the way down that I don't know if there's going to be any more dynasties left unless you just absolutely can just get every kid that is top notch. But I think it's just even across the board. I mean, we talk about 6A, up north last. Now we're talking about adding a kid from Auburn to that program.
Yes.
And I know a couple others, but I don't have the names in front of me, but they've added 3 kids that,
it makes them a contender.
Makes a difference. And the problem is that when they did the rankings, those kids that I know of were not included. So now you divided the districts up, and now you're sitting at a team that might have been 4th or 5th. They might be favored now because of what they have.
Top-notch team.
I think all the way across, I think every group is good. I don't know if I have to really see who went where to find out.
And I know I'm jumping to the boys' side, but a couple years ago, Forte with Dell, they went and played in the Tournament of Champions.
Right.
Everybody knows that's a top-notch tournament. You're looking at a 6A team to win it, but you had a small school like Dell that wins it. So there's talent in every class. So that's the thing about it. Don't go thinking that hey, you're a 6A program that you can go play a 2A school or a Class A school and them not compete with you. So basketball's totally different. You can have one good shooter or you run a good offense. And this leads into my next question. Is like should high school have a shot clock?
I agree. I mean, I think they should. It's part of the game.
Yep.
We added the 3. We've added other rules.
Yep.
I think a shot clock I think it's an adjustment that a kid
they need to have it.
Need to
get ready
have.
for college.
Need to have. I mean, you got to be able to look at the clock. You got to be able to manage the situation.
Yep.
Know that there's only 10 seconds on. I mean, I can't make 3 more passes.
Yeah.
The rule of thumb is that if you catch the ball, my rule of thumb is you catch the ball. If there's 3 seconds, you got 2 dribbles and a shot. You got 1, 2 on 3 seconds. It's got to be up. Well, if you know the situation of the shot clock, then you know that you can't take 5 dribbles. And I think it's a thing that needs to be added. If you were recruiting, you're a football guy, so if you're recruiting a quarterback and he's managing that 2-minute, offense, and he understands he got no delay of games or anything like that, then you're saying, man, that guy's managing same thing in basketball, I think.
And I think it speeds the game up a little bit too. You see a lot of these teams, they get a lead and they get away from, trying to play a keep away, right? Especially if you're playing against a good team and you got the lead on them, you start seeing teams shut down and start playing the keep away, And I think with a shot clock, it takes away that. It gives every opportunity a team to still get back in the game and win the ball.
Well, my theory is we're trying to get 70 shots a game, so shot clock may be something we never see, and we're going to shoot it before we throw it away.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, it does speed it up. It does. Sometimes I've seen teams win a championship holding that thing for 3 minutes, and sometimes I've seen them, win one. It's just, some are going to be for it, some are not. We have a cost, of the equipment. Finding somebody else to actually run it,
and that's I think that's the biggest thing. They say a lot of they got to blame it on the smaller schools, but I don't know. I think it should be in every class, and even if you didn't have it in class, at least have it in 6A all the way down to 3A or 2A. You know what I'm saying? And let the small class A, class B, whatever, let them stay what they're doing. But I think the bigger classes should have the shot clock because one, you're going to see it, and now you're starting to see a little bit more AAU basketball too. Though.
Yeah, you have a lot of tournaments that have that, so they're finding that person to run it. I mean. You got parents that are paying $25 and they're still running it.
Yeah. Woo! Don't even talk about their prices. Don't talk about that.
I think the 6A, I think 5A and 6A will probably be the first one, just like they did regionals.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be the ones that kind of introduce it, figure it out, because there's only, there's not as many teams.
Yeah.
And then when you figure it out, you got the game plan, how you're going to do it for 48 teams, then you break it on down to the smaller groups.
One thing you talk about, you talk about regionals and all that, but one of the biggest things I think is gonna be cool this year. To all our listeners listening, all the state championship games are gonna be played at the Big House.
Big House last year, the Big House.
Yeah, and I think, I got a chance to go last year. I think that's one of the coolest places to play. So I'm really looking forward to that, man. Basketball's a week away, man. Practice starts, the grind starts for the road to the gold ball. Folks will have a gold ball up here pretty soon, so it's to be the road to the gold ball for every young lady that's trying to win a state championship, and that's the coolest thing about it. You know what the feeling is like to win one of those gold balls.
Been there as assistant at Deer Creek with Coach Tucker, and been on the floor twice as a head coach, and there's nothing like it.
No, it's nothing like it, man. It's something you can cherish for the rest of your life. You go back to your 10, 20, 30-year reunion, you can talk about it from, like it was just happened yesterday.
Yeah, just sometimes getting to the dance is just,
yeah.
Not getting everybody wants to win it, but there's that's probably the only place there's no shame in finishing 8th place.
No. You get there.
You've been there.
Yeah.
You got there. And I like the format they have because, I know the year we won it at Deer Creek, the first game was at UCL.
Yeah.
And so if you got beat there, you never made it. Back in the day, they used to play with Midwest City and Del City the first rounds in 2A. And, you're in state tournament, you just don't get that vibe. When you play the first round somewhere else, and then if you lose, you don't get a chance to play in the Big House.
Yeah.
So
you got to play in the Big House, man. I think every young man, say even ladies, play in the Big House, But, Coach, that kind of leads me to my next question is wrestling has a big-time tournament at the end of the year for junior high kids. And I know the middle school is totally different from the high school rules. They only can play in one tournament unless they don't play in a conference tournament. And I would love to see at the end of the year kind of how they do in wrestling. You have one state champion. I would love to see that. And I know it'd be tough because there's so many teams, and how would you rank them? But I think one thing you could do is if you won your district or your school district or conference, whatever it is, they get to go on and play. You can start it on a Tuesday, Thursday, and then play the championship on Saturday. You take those teams that won it in single elimination and move on. I just think that'd be cool to have because we are making this Oklahoma State of basketball. Let's not make it the best, and have like a junior high state champion because right now we're building a program. And folks, if you listen, go talk to OSSA. Let's get this done because I really think it'd be a cool deal to see some of these kids. And again, my kid would miss out because she's in her last years of middle school. But I think moving forward, this would be something cool. And plus, it also make a little bit more money for our programs and stuff like that. But I know it's a tough deal.
It is tough. I'm sure in wrestling you have a committee that ranks by weight, and you go to freestyle, whatever it may be. And I don't know how it does in middle school wrestling in that sense, but I don't know how you would do that. There'd be 100-something teams in there, and so there's got to be some way to qualify.
Qualify.
I don't care if you just have a winning record and you put yourself in the name of a hat.
That's it. Maybe you put your team in it. I'm not saying everybody would do it, but I think that'd be pretty cool if we just have one big tournament at the end of the year. Because like in wrestling, it doesn't matter what class you're in; they just put you in one big tournament and you go by your weight class. But I don't know; it's something train of thought. Maybe we can work on something that we can work on down the road. And if people like that, please leave us a comment. Yes, no, whatever. But hey, we're here. That's what it's what we're here for. Anytime we get more girls on the floor and see them play, hey, I think everybody likes to see that. Then. I guarantee it's going to be cheaper than going to an AAU tournament.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
I tell you that.
$10 is a heck of a deal to watch a game now.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
I know we'll finish up. Next week we're going to look into getting into different classes. I think we'll start off with 6A 1.
We'll start out with 6A District 1. We're going to hit the coaches up. I'd like to see because I don't know all the teams.
Yes, sir.
Per se, I know them, but I don't know. I haven't been in practices and stuff. So I would like to see maybe send a survey out and let the coaches decide who their top team is, maybe who dark horse is, who are the contenders, and maybe who are the top players that are in that because they vote for that for all district.
Yes,
so it'd be nice to have a preseason all district. And it kind of like a preseason ranking.
Kind of like they do in football. You have
a
Buckets Award winner, then you find out at the end of the year who was that top player for them. And so the teams that we'll be talking about next week is going to be we'll look at Deer Creek. We'll look at Edmond Memorial. Should be a favorite. A Mustang for Katie and her girls. She got two softy girls. One of her young lady just got an offer.
Yeah, and I saw one at a couple weeks ago that I've never seen, and she's a nice player. So she's got some kids there. I mean, I know that they got the Haywood kid, and they got Maya we mentioned last week. This young lady named Jordan was her first name.
Yeah,
and so then they got some guards play there that they're not empty.
Hey, and she's a great coach, though.
Good coach too.
And she, she'll have them ready to go. Then you got Norman North, which has some good girls over there. Like I said, we'll get a chance to talk more about these teams next week. But we're just gonna get who's all in that district. You got Putnam City, original. You got Sophomore, U.S. Grant, and UConn. So looking forward to us talking about those teams next week. And talking to say, we're gonna have a special guest next week too, right, Coach?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask. We're gonna have Coach Matthews on from Jones. Talk about coming in. Jones following
Coach
Holbrook.
I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you something about that. Before we get out of here. Coach Holbrook, as you can see, I got her on the wall. Jenny, Jenny from the blocks, but we call her back in the day. I've known Jenny for a long time. So she'll probably give me a hard time telling the story, though. So me and Jenny went to school together since 7th grade at Jarman. Then we went to River City. So Jenny was my seventh grade crush, Coach. And so I never got a chance to, take her to the little sweetheart dance. She turned me down, but Jenny was a heck of a basketball player back in her day. She played 3-on-3. So, that's how long it's been, folks. I mean, yeah, we're showing our age, but, Jenny's a great coach, and hopefully Coach Matthews.
Coach Matthews came from Perry. Did a good job at Perry. Has come over from Perry. Does a good job. Had a couple transfers I heard about. So I talked to her today and asked her if she'd come in on Wednesday, which will be the first day after practice.
Yes.
We'll get a chance to get a feel for first practice as being in that new program.
And like I said, Jones is a good program. You guys know, Jenny did a great job there. She's over at Southern Nazarene's assistant coach, and so her daughter's still over there. So you'll see Jenny's at the game. I mean, still see Jenny at the games, and so she's teaching over at Carl Albert. I think she's teaching PE and weightlifting. Yes, would I love to have on the staff is Coach Ritchie and Coach Banks? Yes, I'm not gonna lie and say I wouldn't. Jenny's a really good coach, man. She's done a lot of good wherever she's been. She's done a lot of great things. She went to Midwood City, but coaching at Choctaw, coaching at Jones. So wherever she's been a winner, and she knows the game, and she's going to hold you accountable. So that's big time for her. But like I said, there's no other place you can talk about girls basketball. But what show? Between the Lines. Between the Lines. We're going to give it all to you. Coach, anything else before we get out of here, though?
No, I'd like to, say again, like you mentioned earlier, thank you for your support. We got a lot of thumbs up, got a lot of good vibes. But yes, follow us, subscription.
There it is. Check us out. And then, look at that good man in that blue and white. Look good. That must be them hair colors.
And then, like I said, get us subscribed. Put some comments down. Let us know. I mean, what you'd like to hear. I mean, we're here for you for information, and our job is to kind of get kids out and maybe answer a question or two.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's it. I mean, let's think about it, though. We're starting this, and each week we'll get better and better. We'll try to put some I got some introduction music. We'll kick off, and we're playing with our with our graphics and stuff like that. So it'll get better each week, and the more and more we do this, we're gonna get better at. We're both feeding off each other, and I think we're doing a great job. Like I said, he's educating me on women's basketball big time. I'm gonna tell you right now. I know my football, but now I get to get educated on something that, yes, I have a daughter that plays the game, but now I'm getting to learn more about these young ladies. There's a lot of great talent in the state of Oklahoma, folks. I'm telling you right now, Coach saw the other day, we got a chance to do some 2029 run, and I might put a little small clip on some of that, but just to see, some of these young ladies up and coming, man, it's going to be, hey, we got a lot of basketball to talk about for years.
Yes, sir.
So, but folks, we thank you. We appreciate you, watching the show. Like I said, give us thumbs up. Please subscribe to us, though. I mean, that makes us feel good. It's free of charge, man. You get to speak your mind and tell us how you feel. You might even not like the colors we wearing. We don't care. We just want you to tell the truth, though. But we might have the voice, for radio, but we're pretty good looking old men.
You said, "Oh, there you go."
Yeah, that's it. But we'll catch you next week, and like I said. We'll catch you next week on Oklahoma High School Girls Between the Lines. Thank you. See you next week.